what goes through my head is just like, get the ball in. I don't care how you do it. Just get it in.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Friendlies. Today, I am joined by a young, rising star of both international and club soccer. At just 24, she's already proven herself in some of the highest levels of competition around the world. She's a forward known for her speed, precision, and almost supernatural ability to know where to place the ball at any given moment. It's the Icelandic hero who just might bring glory to Angel City. It's Sveindís Jónsdóttir. Sveindís, welcome to the NWSL and welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much. So excited to be here.
This episode of Friendlies is brought to you by Verizon, a proud supporter of the global game and the players who inspire us on and off the pitch. As an official sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 2026, Verizon is honored to help share the stories of the world's top players, including the incredible women who are changing the game at every level. Stay tuned for more on how Verizon can get you connected to the game we love. Oh my gosh, we've been so excited to have you on, especially after watching you play at the Euros, where you were such a standout for Iceland. Now you're part of Angel City's fierce attacking line. First, Sveindís, I think I have to know, how are you enjoying sunny Los Angeles? Is the weather so different to what you're used to?
Yeah, it's so hot, but it's like dry as well. I was in Germany and like it was hot there for me, but it's like different hot. But I like it a lot, and yeah, just nice to be tanned all the time.
I know. I did live in LA. I went to college at UCLA, so I lived there like kind of a long time ago. But the weather was amazing. I do need to know if you've had any moments of culture shock. Like, what was the traffic like in Iceland?
Yeah, so that's a bit different. So, there are like 360,000 people that live in Iceland, so there was no traffic.
Yeah.
and I come from a really small town in Iceland as well. So that's a bit different. And then I played obviously in Germany in Wolfsburg, and it took me like 5 minutes to get to training. So yeah, it's a bit different. But still, I think it's nice just driving and listening to good music or a good podcast.
Yeah, I love that. It's actually, sometimes I don't live in a place where there's a lot of traffic right now either. And yeah, fair enough. Sometimes I do miss that opportunity to like listen to something new. Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that you're kind of enjoying the traffic in LA. I actually do want to talk a little bit about home in Iceland before we get into Angel City. I know that you were born in a fishing village in southwest Iceland. I'm curious, what was a typical day like for you and your family there while you were growing up?
Yeah, good question. So I'm from Keflavik. I think if you Google me, it says I'm from Sangerði, which I'm not. I don't know why.
Oh my gosh, can't trust it.
They can like change that if they listen. But yeah, I just had a really nice growing up there. Yeah, just being outside all the time, playing with my friends, going to school, play football after school. So yeah, I loved it.
We also read that there was so much fish and fishing in the area that you stopped eating fish. Is that true?
So not many people know this, but how old was I? I was maybe like 14-ish. Me and my two friends, they're twins, we went and worked at a fish factory.
Okay.
For a summer, and that made me stop eating fish. I'm not going to go into details, but yeah, that was it. Fish.
Okay, I can only imagine. Okay, I have a sad story as well. I once toured a hot dog factory.
Oh.
And like that was also like pretty gross.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So do you think will you try fish or sushi in LA, or do you think you're just like out?
I think I can, honestly. I wasn't really big on fish before that either, but like after that, I don't think there's any coming back, to be honest.
Oh my God.
So I've only tried sushi once, and that was like the last bite on the table, so it's probably the worst one, and I didn't really enjoy it. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to leave that with you. I feel like you've been scarred, and I understand that you might not want to try it. Okay. I think you've said you started playing soccer around age 9, but I also know that your uncle was a professional player. He was the goalkeeper for the national team. What kind of role did soccer play in your life as a kid? Do you have any memories of going to games in Iceland or even maybe seeing your uncle play?
I started playing when I was 9, as you said. But that was only because my coach at that time came to visit me or visit us, like the girls in school. And she was like really trying to get players to come play football because we were like lacking girls in football in our town. So she went to all the schools in my area and was like, girls, come, just try it, you might like it. And I went home and my mom and dad were like, okay, you're gonna try this now, because I honestly wasn't doing anything. So yeah, that's actually like how I started football, and I just loved it ever since. Made so many new friends, and yeah, it was just so fun.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like this story, and then also a little bit of research I've done, is that you're part of this generation of Icelandic players who grew up during a time where more investment and time and energy started going into girls soccer. They elevated the quality of coaches and refs, as well as the quality of the fields. And for the first time, the standard became to actually have women play on turf fields as opposed to grass fields that were really like subjected and affected by the harsh weather in Iceland. We've heard this is called the turf generation in Iceland. And it sounds like having somebody come around to your school and kind of recruit players to come play was maybe a part of that movement. I'm curious if you can talk to us about coming up during this time of Icelandic soccer, and maybe like how you think that change in attitudes and investment set the stage for you and your career.
Yeah, obviously Iceland is pretty cold. So playing on grass is quite hard because of the weather. The grass is not going to be great outside. But I was really lucky in my hometown. We had like a grass pitch and then an indoor pitch with turf, obviously. Mm-hmm. So we could train inside all the time with like good intensity. And we never had any trainings canceled because of weather, because we could have just gone back inside. We were really lucky with that in my hometown. It wasn't everywhere like that. But I grew up playing on grass outside. Like our pitch, our home pitch was grass, and people didn't like going there because it wasn't the best, obviously. But we were proud of it. We were like, there are like 3 teams that have grass now, and we are one of them, and people hate coming here. We like made reasons about how good it is to have this grass. But I think now almost all teams in Iceland have turf, and it's just, I mean, people don't like playing on turf, but I think it's just, we need to have that. Otherwise quality isn't as good. I think I like grass more than turf, obviously. It's just different football,
For sure. I think it feels like a weird question to ask because there has been so much talk in the women's game about the preference to play on grass fields at the professional level. Mm-hmm. And I think if we were given the option of a quality grass field or a quality turf field, everybody would choose grass. Yeah. But it sounds like at that time, and because of the weather, it was impossible to maintain quality grass fields. And I'm curious, actually, I grew up in a cold area as well, where when I was a kid, I preferred turf because the grass fields were so bumpy and hard. Can you tell us, what is that like to play on that? Why is it more difficult to play on like an uneven grass field?
It's just harder. It makes everything harder. But I don't really like making problems about things I can't change. Mm-hmm. If you know beforehand it's a bad pitch, you just have to like get ready for that. But of course, it's just the quality isn't the same.
Totally.
If the pitch is bumpy, or if it's really muddy, it's just rained the whole night and it's just impossible to play on. So it's obviously frustrating, but I think it's just like, yeah, you have to just do it. I mean, you can't change it at that time when the game starts. If the game is on, you just have to prepare for it, and you have to be ready and play football like we love to do. It's always football in the end, and you should just always try to enjoy it as much as you can.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also think that sometimes having to play on a bumpy pitch makes you really technical because you have to adjust quickly to mistakes or bobbles of the ball. So I grew up in a similar situation, so I totally get it.
Yeah, it's just like you get more energy, I feel. I always felt like if I was a bit not ill, because like in Iceland you don't really get ill. Everyone has like stuffy nose all the time because it's cold. But I always feel like when I was in Germany, I felt like maybe a bit ill. I was like, okay, I'm not sick, but I'm just trying to go like even harder, and then I normally was better. It was so weird. So you just like, when you have to put the extra work in, you just automatically get better.
I love that. What a great attitude. We've spoken a little bit about Iceland's investment into women's soccer. Besides the investment from your federation, have you noticed a difference in the way the support from the fans at home has grown over the years?
Oh wow, yeah, I think it's just everywhere as well, like worldwide. I think women's soccer has been like become so big now, and that's just what we deserve. When I started playing football, we barely got like 11 girls to play football, so we always had to train with boys or ask our friends to please come to training because we really want to play. And right now it's just like so many girls in Iceland that play football, and it's just so nice to see as well. You get like support from everywhere. I think the generation before me like would die for this to like play in this environment right now, and they worked so hard for us to get here. There's this new TV show in Iceland that just showed the growth of women's football in Iceland and how great it's become, but it can definitely get so much better as well. So I'm just really happy to be a part of this growth, and I just can't wait to see it get even better and get even further.
It's incredible. I mean, watching your national team play at the Euros this summer, I know was really fun for everybody. Unfortunately, you didn't make it out of the group stage, but I know this is a team that you're really proud to be a part of, and I know that the program is continuing to grow and grow. I'm wondering if you can look ahead and tell us a little bit about the team's goals, maybe even looking ahead to the World Cup in 2027.
First of all, always really happy to be a part of the national team. I think a few years ago, we'd just be happy to qualify for the Euros. And this year we really wanted like big things, and we were not happy with the outcome. We really wanted to go through the group stage and do well. We didn't win a game, and like us being really sad about it just shows how far we've come, I think. If I look at it that way, maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago, Iceland would just be happy to qualify, you know?
Yeah.
And now we're like not happy
expecting
about
results. Yeah.
We're expecting so much. And it's just like shows us how far we actually have come. Being in the Euros, you're playing against the best teams in Europe. And of course, it's going to be hard. And we really want to qualify for the World Cup. We've never done that. So that would be just huge thing for us. We know we can do it. I honestly think we will do it, and that's just gonna be so amazing, and I hope I'll be a part of that. It's just like,
oh my gosh,
it's just really exciting, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's such an exciting time to be in women's football, to be a fan. I can't wait to see how your campaign goes to qualify for the World Cup in 2027. I do want to go back to you as a teenager making your professional debut in Iceland. In 2019, you won the league's Golden Boot Award, no doubt attracting the attention of one of Europe's top women's teams, Wolfsburg in Germany. I know that moving and playing abroad can be scary and feel like a big step, but I also feel like lots of players, myself included, just reach a point where they know that a new challenge is what's best for them. How did you know that it was time for you to try a new league and move to Germany?
I really like to challenge myself. At that time, I won the Golden Boot, as you said, and best player of the league. And I think when you know you're one of the best players in your team or in the league, you have to go somewhere and challenge yourself and try to be the best there as well. So for me, it was just my time and I knew what I wanted to do. This was my goal all along, like to go play for one of the best teams. Sara Björk Gunnarsdóttir is an Icelandic player that played in Wolfsburg as well. So she told me some things about Wolfsburg and how competitive it is and how the league is in Germany. So I got really excited, and it was just my time to go and challenge myself in a great team. And I think it couldn't have gone any better. Of course, you always want to win every game, you want to win every competition you compete in, but like that's not possible all the time. And I'm really happy that I made that decision to go.
Seems like everybody in Iceland was really happy for you. Some of the highest members of the Icelandic FA said that you would be a credit to our country and nation, both on and off the football pitch in the coming years, which sounds like really high praise from people like pretty high up there. But also, I think this must have been a lot of pressure on you to kind of leave Iceland, go abroad, represent your country, and kind of push women's football forward. How did you balance that pressure to represent Iceland, but also to do what was best for you as an individual player?
I myself don't really like to look into news or what other people say about me. It obviously can be rewarding to see these things online, like how much people like how I play, and I played a really great game, and it's of course really nice to see. But it can also be really negative. You have maybe one off game, and then you're all of a sudden the worst player in the world. It's just like it changes so fast, and so that just shows how like it's nice. The attention is of course nice, but it can be terrible as well. And so I'd rather just not look into it. The team is all that matters, and I just don't really like looking at the news or whatever is going on the internet. And I think that can help a lot with confidence and expectations.
Definitely. I feel like everybody should listen to what you just said. I think that sounds like such a healthy relationship to what is like seriously an ever-present kind of barrage of comments on social media, in the news. So I feel like you're doing that right. Don't change a thing.
Thank you.
I know
you know it as well. So
I know that you were loaned for your first season when you went to Wolfsburg to a Swedish club, but you were a standout there. You helped the team qualify for Champions League. You were then named Iceland's Female Footballer of the Year. And in 2022, you began playing with Wolfsburg, where you were a key part of their attack. I saw an interview with you where you said how much you liked to score. And anybody who watches you play can tell you once scored 4 goals in 25 minutes in a Champions League game, which is very impressive. And when you're on the field, Sveindís, you're able to just combine your speed with vision. You always know where to put the ball for it to either go in the goal or to set up one of your teammates. Angel City fans,
continue.
I can keep it going. Angel City fans are already seeing you do this, so we're all going to get used to it. But when you're racing down the field at top speed, getting ready to decide what to do with the ball, what's going through your head? Can you take us into your brain in a key moment of attack?
I hate nothing more than losing. So however the ball goes in, whatever, like I just want to get it as close to the goal so someone can score, It's just like, the feeling of seeing the ball in the net from whoever scores. When I score, if someone else scores, I'll celebrate like crazy, because I just want to win every game. What goes through my head is just like, get the ball in. I don't care how you do it. Just get it in. That's my thought when I'm racing up the pitch.
It's perfect. And it works. You saw a ton of success with Wolfsburg. You won the Pokal Cup 3 times. You qualified for Champions League. You made it all the way to the final in 2023. Here in the US, as fans, we watch a lot of the NWSL, but we also watch a lot of the Women's Super League in England. But I feel like we've been exposed to a lot of German players in tournaments like Champions League, World Sevens, and of course this summer's Euros. More Americans may be interested in checking out the Frauen Bundesliga. And I'm curious how you think your time playing in Germany helped prepare you for the next step in your career.
My steps were fun. Like I go from Iceland to Sweden, and that's like not a really big step, but it's like going abroad. You're like moving from home, and then from Sweden to Germany. It would have been like harder to go straight from Iceland to Germany. So I think I just did I did one step at a time, upwards. And then from Germany to USA, I think that's a big step as well. But I'm just so happy I came here because this is what I wanted to do. I think this league is great, and it doesn't get as much attention as it should get in Europe. People don't know like how good the league is, and that just surprises me because USA has one of the best, or has the best national team in the world, and there are so many players that play in the US, and it just makes sense to me that this league is the most competitive. I know that people were not really happy about me coming here, and I just want to show them that I'm gonna get better here. And I did this step because I know I'll become a better footballer, and I'm joining a great team. I think a step from Germany to USA is a step upwards, at least for me. Even other German players came here to become better, and I just hope this league will get more recognition.
I am so interested to hear some of that. I think we all kind of know. I think maybe when we see like the Ballon d'Or nominations come out, less American players are typically on that list, less NWSL players and historically have been on that list. And I do sometimes wonder why the NWSL doesn't maybe get as much respect as some of the European leagues. Coming from Europe, do you have any inclination as to why?
I don't know. Time difference, probably. People are not watching the games. I have no idea.
They're on too late.
I have no idea. I think this league is one of the most fun. Like, anything can happen. Any team can win anyone. It's just like, this is how it should be. In Europe, there's always like 3-4 teams that are competing for the first place. And I think here it's just like anyone could win the league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's spot on. And even hearing you say, and I understand, not everybody in all of the organizations that like have access to you, Iceland, your previous club team, whatever, will be happy about every single move. You will get better here. Like this league, the parity of the league, the competition, it's a different style, and you will be exposed to new players, new ideas, new techniques, new tactics. I'm super excited to watch you play in the NWSL. Just this past fall, you and Iceland actually played in the US in a friendly in Austin and in Nashville. You were playing in the game where your now Angel City teammate, Alyssa Thompson, scored her first international goal. Did being on the field with any of those players or even just being here in the US playing affect your decision to come to Angel City?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was about 3 years ago when we played USA in the She Believes Cup. And we played in LA as well. So when I was here, I was walking, I don't remember what beach it was, but it was a beach. And I was just thinking, I want to live here. Like, this is a bit of me, And ever since I knew I would be here one day, I didn't know it would be this soon, but like, this was what I wanted. And I'm just glad that I actually came here in the end. And I see Alyssa score that goal, and it's just like, I feel like this is typical Alyssa goal, like just cut in with the right happens, like
you know her so well already.
Yeah. And it's just great sharing a pitch with her as well. Like, I think we will do some good things together on the pitch.
Oh my gosh, I think so too. Angel City has some really strong attacking players: Alyssa Thompson, Kristen Press, Riley Tiernan, June Endo, Sydney LaRue. What do you think you can bring to the team, and what do you hope to learn from the other experienced forwards around you?
Yeah, so this is so cool. You're just naming them all. I'm like, wow, they're actually my teammates. They're great players, and everyone knows that. Alyssa with her speed and her right foot shot in the top bins. Riley, she just sees the goal and scores, and then Kristen, obviously, everyone knows who she is. Everyone knows her, and she's just done so many good things in her career, and you can just see in trainings like how good she is, and she shows it on the pitch as well all the time. She gives 100% all the time, and it's just nice to see, because I want to be like that as well. I do anything to win, and they're the same. We just need to click and get winning games, and it will all roll. It will start rolling after the first win. That will be the next game, obviously. It's just like, it makes me happy thinking about the players I have around me, and I can actually get so much better just by watching them train and picking up the things that they do. It just excites me.
It sounds like such a great environment from the players, but also from your new staff. I know your new head coach, Alexander Strauss, was actually previously the coach of one of your Wolfsburg rivals, Bayern Munich in Germany. I'm curious if there are any elements of his coaching that remind you of playing in Germany, or if you think maybe playing for him in a familiar style will help you adjust more easily.
Definitely. Everyone knows what he did with the Bayern team. When he got there, the team was broken. Like, he had to really pick up the pieces and build a whole new team, but with many of the same players, and they just became unstoppable. And I know he will do the same here. We just need some time to adjust and like get everything in what he wants to teach us and show us. And I think it's already like, we've already shown really good things on the pitch. we're playing good football, and that's what we want. It's really tactical right now, and trainings it can be frustrating, but when we get it right, it's so good. Like when just the feeling of the flow when you're doing good things, it just gives you so much energy. And with time, we're gonna be unstoppable, and I believe that. We all believe that, and we're all willing to learn new stuff and get everything Alex wants to teach us in. And yeah, it's just, it will click. It will. Just
Good,
wait
good.
and see.
I'm excited. I just have a couple more. Off the field, I know that you're also settling in and already making an impact with this team. You just helped coach a camp in LA where you had a group of girls come in. You gave them the chance to be Angel City players for the day. They wore the uniforms. They toured the facilities. You played with them. Can you tell us a little bit about what that was like working with these kids and why it's important to you to help inspire the next generation?
Yeah, well, it was so cool. I'm happy that I was a part of that. We did like a media day. We did everything a professional footballer does, and for these kids to see our facilities, to see our media room, to see the press conference room, it's just like I wish I had that when I was younger. This will boost, like give them an extra boost. Like they want to be professional footballers, and after seeing this, they will want it even more. Yeah, I got to help them with the photo shoots.
Oh,
And yeah, it was actually so cool. And they were amazing. Great girls. And I hope to see them in a national team in the future and playing for Angel City, hopefully. It's just, yeah,
oh
it
my
was amazing.
gosh. That's so sweet. It really does seem full circle that you, somebody who benefited so much from investment and mentorship in Iceland, are now able to bring that and offer that to new girls and to girls in your new city. It also feels really indicative of everything you've already done with your career, despite being only 24. You've had great opportunities, but you've also dealt with a lot of pressure. You've been balancing carrying the weight of a country on your shoulders, but you've also taken personal risks for your own career. On the field, you're just a mix of precision and danger. You're a role model off of it. So my last question for you, Sveindís, I'm curious about the way you view the legacy you're already leaving on Iceland and how you want to leave the field better than you found it.
Yeah, wow. Can I come here every week? I feel so good.
Sure.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love going to Iceland, and I mean, Iceland is so small, and when I go there, I always meet someone that knows me and wants to take a picture with me, and I'm like, wow, this is cool. Like people actually look up to me, and that's what I want to be for younger kids. What even if they don't play football, whatever. I just want to be a role model to them. That's really cool.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Sveindís, it was literally so nice to get to know you a little bit. I am really excited to watch you play with Angel City even more.
Thank you so much.
And welcome to the NWSL. We're so happy you're here.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, good. Well, good luck with the rest of your season.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much for listening. Sveindís was so sweet and really easy to talk to. I hope you all enjoyed hearing from her. Before we let you go, we've got our linked up voicemail of the week presented by Verizon. Each week, we want to hear from you. So call and leave us a voicemail at 855-611-4050, and you may be featured on a future episode of Friendlies. Here's our caller this week.
Hi, Sam. It's Colleen from Boston. I met you the other night at the Legacy event. I am calling because I wonder, what is better, maple ice latte in Vermont or a classic Dunkin' Donuts cream and sugar or whatever your preference is from Dunkin' Donuts? And go Gotham.
Colleen, you are just putting me between a rock and a hard place. Look, I think that there is a time and a place for both of these things. A maple ice latte in Vermont is just like so incredible. It's the best. You're going into a coffee shop, you're talking to somebody nice, you're having a local ingredient, you're enjoying it sip by sip slowly. It's best enjoyed on a beautiful summer day outside, just taking it easy. But I have to say, Dunkin' has its time and place. If you need coffee fast, if you're on the move, that's when America runs on Dunkin'. So while my heart and soul would often choose a maple ice latte in Vermont, reality has me pulling through the drive-thru for a medium hot with milk pretty often. I still love you, Dunkin'. Colleen, I really appreciate this question. I feel like I can't choose one or the other. I think that there really is room for both. Colleen, thank you so much for calling. I loved that question. That was our linked up voicemail of the week presented by Verizon. If you want to join us for this segment, the banana phone is open. Give me a call at 855-611-4050. Leave a message, ask me a question, and you could be the next featured listener thanks to our friends at Verizon. Next week's guest on the podcast is Kansas City current forward, 2024 NWSL MVP, and one of the players currently leading the Golden Boot race. It's Temwa Chawinga. I cannot believe we had the opportunity to speak with her. I was so blown away by her humility and mindset. So I cannot wait for you all to hear that episode. Thank you all so much for listening. If you haven't already, make sure that you are subscribed to this YouTube channel or podcast feed, and check out our newsletter, which gets delivered to your inbox every Tuesday with all the news from around the women's soccer world that you need to know. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. We'll see you soon.